Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. There is no secret that the Kamala Harris and the Kamala Harris campaign, the media has been treating this election cycle to push her as a new candidate for change. But the reality of the case is that she has been in office for 3.5 years. And this is exactly what is going down. In this clip that I'm about to show you, Bernie Sanders falls in line again with the Democratic Party. Despite being sidelined, stabbed in the chest, and stabbed in the back by the Democratic Party, he now flips his narrative to say that Kamala Harris is the best thing since sliced bread. Shout out to everybody watching. Drop your comments down below. Let me know where you're watching this out of, and smash the like button. Let's dive in.
That will be reached is that Netanyahu and his right-wing extremist government, which has received tens of billions of dollars of aid from the U.S., should not continue to receive that aid unless there is a radical change in their policies to the people, to the Palestinian people in Gaza and in the West Bank, by the way.
And on immigration, when Harris ran for the Democratic nomination against you and others in 2020, she said she favored decriminalizing illegal border crossing. She even suggested she would be in favor of abolishing ICE. Now, of course, she's taking, at least rhetorically, a much tougher line on border security. Take a look at this, one of her very first ads as the presidential nominee.
Kamala Harris has spent decades fighting violent crime. As a border state prosecutor, she took on drug cartels and jailed gang members for smuggling weapons and drugs across the border. As vice president, she backed the toughest border control bill in decades. And as president, she will hire thousands more border agents and crack down on fentanyl and human trafficking. Fixing the border is tough. So is Kamala Harris.
What do you make of her transformation on this issue?
Well, I don't think it's a question of transformation. We have a crisis at the border. We've got to make sure the fentanyl does not get into this country. We have to crack down on illegal immigration. But what we need is comprehensive immigration reform. I mean, you got God knows how many young people in this country as a result of DACA who deserve to gain citizenship. We need skilled workers, and we need workers in this country. A lot of labor shortages all over America where immigrants can play an important role. So keeping people from illegally entering the country obviously is the right thing to do. But we need comprehensive immigration reform, and I suspect that is what the vice president supports.
But if you take a look at that ad, one thing that I found striking is if you look, and I think we have the images here, there are at least 3 points in that ad that show the border wall, Donald Trump's border wall. Is it now the position of the Democrats that they favor the border wall?
Well, you can ask the Harris campaign about that ad. That's the first that I've seen it. Bottom line is I think there's wide recognition in this country, and we've had some success. I think the number of illegal immigrants coming in recently has gone down substantially. That is a major issue, and we've got to continue to.
Recently, yes, recently. But the 3 years prior to that, no.
To do that. But at the end of the day, what we need is comprehensive immigration reform.
But the immigration, and you said it wasn't a transformation, there's clearly a change in emphasis on it. She is also, in her first campaign, she supported Medicare for all, like you. She supported a ban on fracking and offshore oil drilling. These are clearly new positions now that she's taken.
Jonathan,
why is that?
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
You go out and you do a poll, as I have done, and you ask the American people whether or not healthcare is a human right, and whether we should do what every other major country on earth does and guarantee health care to all of our people, the answer is yes. Should we be spending twice as much per capita on health care, despite 85 million people being uninsured or underinsured? Most of the American people understand the system is broken. Yeah. So Kamala Harris and I have a disagreement. I do believe in Medicare for all. I think the current system is dysfunctional and broken. She has a different point of view. But right now, Kamala Harris is running against Donald Trump. And Donald Trump's position on all of these issues are virtually extremely right-wing, pro-insurance company. He wants to end the Affordable Care Act, throw millions of people off of the health care that they have. So I think when you look at her positions versus Trump, the issue is clearly day and night. Her positions are far, far more superior.
All right, Senator Bernie Sanders, thank you for joining us this morning.
Insane and mind-boggling to see how a mainstream media that was biased, that is biased to the Democratic Party, is now asking questions like, where is she at? What are her policies? What are her stances? She has not spoke to the media, has talked to press about why the flip-flop in her policies, and she's having other Democratic leaders speak on her behalf. And if you guys remember correctly, this is what happened at the DNC night one.
David Chalian, President Biden dropped out of the race a month and a day ago. You wouldn't know that if you read the Democratic platform because it repeatedly refers to President Biden's second term. There are roughly 19 or 20 mentions of President Biden's second term. They've had a month and a day to update it. Why haven't they?
Yeah, there won't be one of those, Biden's second term. We know that. And, listen, the platform was largely the draft of it put in place and voted on earlier this summer. And I think in talking to some folks, the idea of reopening the platform to try to fit in not yet fully developed Kamala Harris policies while they were quickly changing, they thought they would be opening a can of worms.
Not yet fully developed policies. So what is the Democratic Party? What are they voting on? If your policies are not yet fully developed, what are you running on? It's like having a vehicle without a motor. And how are individuals that follow the Democratic Party falling for this?
There would be all of a sudden some fights about what goes in the platform, and they wanted to avoid that at all costs. So they're willing to take the hit on the fact that the platform is sort of a relic of the Biden era because it's a non-binding thing. They'll vote officially today as part of the party business to put it into effect. But as you know, it has no binding capacity.
There's no policies. There is absolutely no policies. And this was clearly mentioned. This was on CNN, night one of the DNC. Guys, what do you think about this? Drop your comments down below. Let me know.
Right. And we should note that this also allows Vice President Harris to stay vague, stay, unspecific. That's from the Biden platform. That's not ours.
It basically allows Kamala Harris to stay vague and not talk about anything based on her campaign, and what they've released for the public to see is that they will not release any policies until she is elected. What kind of fugazi crap is that? A spokesperson from the Harris campaign said this today on Fox News.
And so we're not going to be worried about explaining anything to Donald Trump or people. The vice president is going to talk to the American people about what her positions are.
When? We haven't seen her. Where is she at? Biden just hopped on another plane and flew back to the beach. So who's running the country right now? Kamala Harris is hiding from the press, not speaking to anybody. What is she doing? She's currently the vice president. Biden is gone. During his night one DNC speech, he said that he was going to do his best to finish the job that he started, yet he's vacationing once again. Shout out to Shavady for providing a thank you count for this hilarious video of Kamala Harris at her DNC speech.
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. you all. Okay, we got to get to some business. We got to get to some business. Okay, thank you all. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, please, thank you, please, thank you so very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Bruh.
Okay, let's get to business. Let's get to business. All right.
The next day.
Did you see the beginning? Thank you. 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 I said, what the hell is wrong with her? But then she recovered. She did much better. But she didn't tell anything. She didn't say anything.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, I really like to ask you guys a question. Drop this in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. The lefties, the Democratic Party, Democratic news media are all about saying Kamala's name right. And in the DNC, hardly anybody said her name right. And where are those biased news outlets talking about these DNC leaders?
Ask for their help and then follow our leader, Kamala. And
Kamala.
Kamala.
Kamala. You said it. We don't call you Nancy. It's Kamala. You're doing this on purpose, Congressman. That's disrespectful.
Kamala.
Shout out to Ovation 82 for providing that epic cut of Kamala's name. Kamala, Camilla, tomato, potato, whatever it is, where are the policies? Where is she at? Where is Hayden Harris? Lefty media can't cover for you anymore. You need to talk to the general public. Where do you think she's at, guys? Drop it in the comments down below. Smash the like button, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.